Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tier 1 SLR, a new week and a new thing for us, as we are having the first ever SLR sprint race on F1 25. Joining me is, as ever, Tipsy Bob.
Hello, Joel. Wonderful to be here. And as you rightly pointed out, it is our first ever SLR sprint race. However, it's got a bit of a twist, this one, because we're actually going to be doing a reversed grid or championship kind of. Basically, it's whoever's top of the championship in the full leaderboard will be starting near the back. Now, of course, they won't be at the very back because that's where the reserves are going to be. We'll get into it. I just want to see, hopefully we don't have a formation lap because then we can talk about it. But yeah, basically the last, at the very back of the grid is going to be reserves, and then it's going to be our championship leader, which would have been Justin, but he's not here today. So it'll be Bailey because he's currently P2, then Bailey like 15th, 16th, something like that, and so on. So effectively, the person starting first in the race today in the sprint race will be the person who's last in the standings in the overall championship. Anyway, so we'll do that. We'll do the sprint race, and then of course we'll switch over to our full race. So it's a bit of a longer one today. But yeah, stay tuned. It is Spa. There's always a bit of excitement going on in Spa. Hopefully it stays drier than the actual race. That's the main thing, because I'd like to get some DRS action going. But we're just waiting here for players, it says. So I'm not sure. Maybe waiting for people to load in. And then we should hopefully get underway.
Yeah, exactly, and a great track for it as well. Lots of overtaking opportunities, and there is a formation lap. So we can discuss the grid. And the oddity of this, Tipsy, is that you will have some quick drivers at the front who have not performed this season yet. The likes of Run Cruiser, Adesi, Kit, even Jammy in 6th position. So it's not all doom and gloom for those guys who have not had a chance to score points yet. They have genuine pace, and they'll be looking to win from the advantage they have. The likes of Bailey and McKenna, Persegili are going to have to come through the field as well. So yeah, it kind of reminds me like the F2 we used to do, where we had the reverse, well, it was only the top 8 were reverse from quali for the sprint race, and you got some surprise wins. It is 8 points for the winner in this race, going through 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So only the top 8 will get points.
Yeah, the F2 races were brilliant. I enjoyed the times when we did that. I kind of got more used to the F2 cars than the real F1 cars. But yeah, look, although Bales and Mac and Persegili and they're all proper quick drivers, they've already shown not only this season, but of course all the seasons that they race that they are quick. But look, this is a pretty good or competitive tier that we have, and it's not going to be a gimme. These moves, they are going to have to fight their way all the way to the top. But in saying that, off below Bailey, we've got Icewind, Giannis, and Danny Cole. Remember him, an ex-Tier 1 champ, and Hoodum, who should really be racing Tier 1, if I may say so. He's got the pace. These guys are all proper quick drivers as well, starting at the back, all reserves. So not only will Mac and Bales and the like will be looking to try and fight to get moving forward, they're going to have to be watching the back end because they've got some proper quick drivers. I was going to say something wrong there. They've got some proper quick drivers approaching from the rear. I think I can say
that. Yeah, 8 laps, no mandatory pit stops, so you don't have to go into the pits during the race. And everyone's either picked the medium or the hard, so a few different strategies, maybe signifying some different tyre wear levels. But yes, it'll be interesting to see how the hard runners come into this race. But it is fast and furious, it's sprint for a reason, and there's nothing to lose. If you crash out, the maximum you could have get is 8 points. So go for it, especially if you're at the back. Persegili oversteps his mark, and so does Noah. But no harm done, as we're waiting for the lights to come on. And here they are, at Spa, in the Ardennes forest. It's 5 red lights, and we're underway, and the green Sauber of Run Cruiser gets off to a good start. He's keeping his first position into the first corner. It's the Alpine of Adesi who's behind, and up the inside is Verch. Verch is seizing his opportunity here. Up Radion and Eau Rouge coming into the most famous section of this track so early on in the lap. And he's slipstreaming right behind. No further changes further back, although Giannis is making up moves. Makenda has dropped all the way down. What's happened?
A huge crash at the back, and we've lost Rising Moon and potentially someone else. I don't know who that was. There was a contact coming up over Eau Rouge and Radion, and they just went straight into the wall.
Yeah, the Mercedes of Verch gets past Adesi, who managed to overtake him on the DRS zone, which is not enabled yet, but the Ferrari of Finley Smith so close behind. Danny's left the session. Giannis is up to 13th after starting 18th. So a fantastic race start from him, and his teammate, Run Cruiser in the Sauber, is up at the top.
Yeah, I think that collision was with Hoodum, I think, and Rising Moon. But anyway, Hoodum is making moves here. He is, excuse me, already on the attack here. Oh my goodness, he almost took out Beals there on the brakes. And he is proper shifting here. And Beals is not really getting anywhere at the moment. He had a good look up in turn 1 at the off the start, but he got blocked off and closed out. So quite an interesting and eventful start here to the race. What's happening up at the front here?
Oh, and Bailey up the inside of Hoodum through the approach to the bus stop chicane, and he hits on the brakes, and Hoodum has a little look. And Tunari and Atom and Christian, they're all going at it now. Nothing to lose. Look at this. We're 3 wide into turn 1, 2 by 2 like Noah's Ark. And Tugay is losing out to Jammy, who's up the inside. And now it's Kit who's taking advantage of that. He's up to P5. And there's so much going on. I don't know what's... Oh, we're side by side now here as well with the Ferrari of Night Owl and Atom.
It's hard to keep track of it all. I think Mackie just retired in the pits. I think he didn't want any of this. But are we going to see any eventful moves here coming into at the end of the DRS? No, nothing.
Oh, we see the Red Bull, the Persegili, getting damaged. Front right end plate missing. Flashback to last week at Monaco, maybe. And he was drifting through that corner at the top of the hill. He's now under threat from Giannis, who's looking to make up yet another position to P12. He's just edged out there, and he'll have another chance into Pouon, but it's the Mercedes of Noah who's looking up the inside of this corner very quick, and you've got to be careful you don't get pitched on the exit. Hoodum now trying to get back past Bailey, who is not having the best time, down in 16th place. He's got wing damage as well. Bailey, no front left end plate, so a couple of the big championship contenders are struggling down the field.
Yes, like I was saying earlier, Beal just before this, or sorry, Joel, just before this started, it's like it's not going to be an easy thing for these guys to make their way up. As Bailey is battling here with Noah. Oh, and they almost wheel lock. It looked like it almost wheel lock. Something's going to give here. They're still touching. They're still touching into the bus stop. Do they both navigate? What's happening up ahead there? My goodness, someone's locking up. It's really hard to keep track of all this, Joel, because there's so much happening. But Bailey does indeed get the move done, and he looks like he's only driving half a car sometimes on these camera angles. Fighting it into turn 1. Who's going to win out here? Beals wins out, and Hoodum is still looking pretty feisty, but he's coming under attack from Danico here. Nothing he's going to do. He's going to have to concede that position, and yeah, we're into lap 3, and an eventful start to this Spa race already, Joe.
Yeah, on board with Night Owl, he's going to get 2 in 1, is he? With Tunari boxes him in, and he can't go anywhere. He's got the slipstream, but he can't take advantage, so he's going to have to settle to stay in the P10 position, the last points paying position in a normal Grand Prix, but of course Tunari holds that at the moment with only the top 8 getting points in the sprint. And the hard tyres of Finley Smith seem to be coming alive. He's in P3 and hunting down the 2 leaders. Verch is driving a fantastic race. He still remains in P2 for the moment.
Yeah, it seems to be all reasonably settling down, although Bales is still having a hard time here passing Noah. Of course, Noah is up high in the championship, so this is a direct fight for position. And you have the reserve of Hoodum having a look up here on Bales. This isn't a pretty opportunistic move. My goodness. I've never seen many people go for that move. I don't know whether it was a caught out in the brakes or what. But yeah, thankfully no contact.
And Giannis now is the one we're watching. He's looking to get up to 11th place. Surely he can't get points after starting in the bottom 4 cars. He'll have to go up to P8 for that, as we see everyone filter through the bus stop chicane.
Sorry, into the bus stop chicane. They were almost going to go 2 or 3 wide there. Beals still battling Noah, and Hoodham is harassing the back end gearbox of this McLaren. And I'm sure Bailey's thinking, like, just stay back and let me fight. But no, Hoodham is here. He wants to take on these boys and show them what he can do. Although he could do it every week if he wants to sign up for a full time. He's clearly got the pace. He's battling 2 of the top contenders of the championship right now, as they're still battling side by side. Radion Rouge, and oh my goodness, we're going to get 3 wide. Look at this, potentially 3 wide. No, Hoodham's getting blocked off again. Oh, and he's still pushing. Beals has finally got that move done, but what's Hoodham going to say about this? He's going to try and attack. Oh, right.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, really difficult on traction out there. You've got to be so careful, especially when a car's side by side. Meanwhile, Finley Smith got up into second place. Are the hards quicker now? With 4 laps in, maybe the mediums are showing signs of wear. We're halfway through the race, and Finley Smith is looking to win this as he gets past Virch. Desi is also closing up on Virch, so maybe the hards coming into their own. You've also got P7 through P9, Kit, Tunari and Night Owl on the hards as well, so they'll be looking to make moves. But the thing is, it's the DRS train, as we saw so much in the last game. It's head to toe from P1 all the way down to P13 Danico at the moment, so you don't get any real advantage, and the most disadvantage you get is probably being in the lead at the moment. Finley Smith trying to close that gap.
Yeah, I was going to say, all that battling that Noah and Bales were having with Hoodham as well, it's just really hasn't benefited either of them, because they're so far away from now the points positions that, yeah, this is just, they probably just want to get this over and done with so they can get into quali.
Giannis gets past Atom. He makes up another place up to P11. Flying along in the lime green car. Now, what moves are we going to see made here on the big DRS straight? We've got a Desi. We've got both the Alpines going for the Mercedes of Virch. Virch losing out there. And Finley Smith takes the lead over Run Cruiser. The hards coming alive. And Run Cruiser, for the first time this race, is not in the top spot after starting from pole. The 2 Alpines are straight behind him as well, with Virch and Christian. And what's this going on with Danico and Atom into the corner and going side by side, a bit of wheel banging as they come through No Name, and it's clean enough, but they managed to get through that unscathed. But time's running out.
I was on board with Dan the whole time there. I didn't want to interrupt you. He was setting that move up, and he had them both passed on the first DRS straight, but Adam kept his wheel in there, battled it, and put up a good fight. But yeah, Dan the man, all that experience he's got, winning titles here in Tier 1, came through, and he managed to get them both on the 1 lap. So 2 positions for Dan in 1 lap. He's getting himself just tantalisingly close to that P10.
And there's the McLaren of Christian, who is looking so close to Virch. Virch P2 for much of this race. Is he going to lose out again? Christian decides not to go for the inside line and wait for the start-finish straight. Perhaps a wise decision, as he's coming into La Source, the first turn, and he's going to have a much better line. It may be a little bit of a switchback, but Virch covers that off quite nicely, and a bit of touching, but it's so difficult in a hard braking zone like that. Christian is looking to get up into the top 5, get those points for the championship, and there goes side by side, and Virch loses the car and he has to cut the corner. No penalty for him, he lost some time, but now he's under real pressure, and it's Kit and it's Tunari. No way we're going 4 wide, we're not. That would have been insane. Tunari in the Aston gets up to P7, a little bit off the track. Night Owl now is the one being pressurised by Jammy, and it's all going off. They're all trying to get to that P8 position where the final point is up for grabs. 2 laps left, and Philly Smith looks like he has it under control.
Tell you what, something must have happened further back as well, because Hoodham has now got in between Noah and Bales. I know it's way back to the back of the grid, but still it's interesting because it'll be relevant. It could be relevant in the main race in terms of this pace these guys have. They're able to eye each other up. Hoodham is not afraid to get stuck in here, and I think it's really ruffling the feathers of these guys. But yeah, he's trying to send dummies left, right, and centre, and at the moment, Noah is not falling for them.
Yes, and Virch also losing out. Perhaps he took too much out of his tyres early on as he loses a position clearly on grip there to Tunari up the inside. And the Finn is up to P6, although Virch is fighting this back around the outside. Seems like a bit of a futile battle. His best chance is to wait for the main straight and try and use the DRS. So, as Finney Smith crosses the line, he's got 2 laps remaining in the Ferrari. Run Cruiser doing a good job to hold on to that P2 position. There's a bit of a gap forming now between Adesi and Tugay, his teammate, and Christian is right on the back of Adesi. Would not be surprised if he was to overtake even before the DRS zone. That's how much overspeed he's got on him, and that's the easiest overtake you will ever see.
Looks like Bales might have a chance here at Hoodham. I know I'm kind of following this group, but they are battling really hard, and Icewind joined it as well. Hoodham still has the DRS, so that is just saved them. Icewind's having a little look here up the inside of, or the outside of Bales, but nothing doing there. So I know it's at the back of the grid, lads, but this is I've been enjoying watching this battle because there's been some real proper feisty battling going on here. So I will keep a good watch, Joel, and I'll let you know if anything happens.
Indeed, as the first penalty comes in, it's for Virch, unfortunately, who is now losing out. Maybe to Night Howl, who goes down the inside, and he's so lucky not to spin there. There was no room. The gap was closing minute by minute, second by second, and Virch just saw him at the last minute to avoid a big collision. So maybe a bit pushy from Night Owl, trying to get a final point position, especially with him having a penalty. And now he's doing it again. He's up the outside. A very unorthodox place to make the move. It will mean he has the inside for the bus stop chicane. Can he keep it around the outside? These hards are definitely the faster tyre right now. Hands are raised. Tensions are something. Oh, Virch has gone round. That is very unfortunate for him. He's not had a good second half to the race as we're on to the final lap now. Jamie and Danny Coe fighting it out with Night Owl for the final point available in this race. And as we come on to the DRS zone, you think Danny Coe will have a very easy overtake on Night Owl coming up. It's also Tugay up ahead in P3 who is looking to make a move for P2, but he's going to be just a bit too far back as you come into the first corner of Le Combe. And he is indeed up to P8, Danny Coe. After starting so far down, it's been a fantastic drive from Danny Coe. Tuna up to P5.
Yeah, Night Owl needs to be careful because I think it was touched upon in previous races that he's just a little bit too pushy at times, and it will get himself penalty points by the FIA, so you want to watch that. Obviously, you have to be feisty, go for moves, but within reason, as they say. And I'm just kind of generally talking here. I didn't see it, but nothing's really happening further back here, Joel. It seems to have pretty much settled down. I know Hoodham almost lost the car a couple of times, but he managed. Oh, look at this! He's proper pushing for an unconventional place to overtake, and he's got Noah. He has got Noah. So he actually is for track position because this is of course the last lap. Of course, it won't mean much in terms of points, but I suppose it's a bit of bragging rights. Oh, look, it's a bit of a tank slapper. But I suppose we'll quickly switch to the front of the grid. Finley Smith coming around bus stop chicane to cross the line and to win the sprint race. So he gets himself some very nice, tasty points. Rune Cruiser into P2, 2-3. Christian in P4, Tunaman into 5th, Desi 6th, Kit in 7th. Danny Coe gets himself wonderful points there from coming out of nowhere all this season at the very back into 8th to get that last points position for the sprint race. Now, we are going to automatically jump over into the full race, I believe, but the drivers have been well instructed in the driver briefing that whenever that happens, they must retire and go back to the lobby so that we can set up the official lobby. So bear with us, folks. If you see us dropping off the race, that's why.
And Danny Coe, from starting 19th, finished in 8th position. Tugay went very under the radar, as did Christian, then gaining 7 positions and 8 respectively. So some really good performances there, and it shows that you can make up positions quite quickly in these sorts of races. So it's going to be a bit weird for us sort of trying to calm down now after the race to go into qualifying.
But well, like I said, you'll see them starting, and they will likely retire. That is the plan. Hopefully, everyone got the intermission. I'm reading chat. Hopefully, they all got the brief. But while we're on that, just to touch on the drivers, Tuge is the driver I've mentioned quite a few times over the years, I suppose, or the seasons that I commentated in days gone by, and I would kind of have him compared with another driver that's been racing for us for a long time, Joel, is Larson. Now, I'm not comparing their pace. I'm just comparing the sense that, or the fact that they are very much under the radar drivers. They don't say much, especially in Discord and stuff. They don't say much. They don't, you never really hear from them much. They don't do interviews. They don't really get reported much because they're very clean drivers. But they're always there. They're always consistent. They're always ready to snap points. And if you have a guy like you see them in the grid, it's Tuge or Larson, and they're somewhere midfield creeping up, always never discount them, because like Tuge was Mackender's teammate a few seasons ago in Mercedes, I believe, done a fantastic job, and Larson too. They're just consistently clean, rapid drivers to keep that are under the radar. And that just continually, they're like almost a perfect driver in some respect, or a perfect team member, because you just know that they are going to get points week in, week out. And yeah, so again, no surprise that Tuge did such a good job there.
And everyone seems to have retired. Let's just check the new lobbies up. So yes, we'll be having a normal...
I'm still...
Oh yeah, he's still
so
watching.
I was going to say, Joel, I'm still watching, so they are currently... It's a pity you didn't... Oh my goodness, it's a pity you didn't stream this, because this was possibly the most yeetage I have ever seen in my life. 20 cars have just literally wiped each other out. Kitty would have loved that. So, yes, everyone is pretty much retired except 3. 3 more drivers have to retire. 2 more have to retire. Come on, Bales and Finlay, retire. There we go. The gentlemen have retired on track. We will now be going back to the lobby. So we're heading back to the lobby, set up the grid, or set up this, the full race. And yeah, we will be going straight into qualifying.
Even though Jamie, the host, has not left the lobby yet, which is...
Yes, he hasn't done a lapse.
Great adminning.
So, what you won't get with us in Tier 1 is that we're not going to vanish and then appear back. We're going to stay rolling, folks. We are here for the duration. So, although there isn't much to talk about on track, we are willing to talk about anything. Ask us anything, whether it is F1 related or... Yes, or if it's related to SLR, or it's related to anything else. Get the post, get the chat. And I actually haven't read the chat because that was quite hectic. That's too many words for Wordle, hectic. But let me just see what's going on. Let me read down the chat here, Joel. That's giving you time if you need to do anything. So what was this? Love these streams. There is Mr. Iron. He is here every week. A very dedicated viewer. Welcome to have you here, sir. Often has some really good takes as well in chat. I like seeing Iron's chats. Lepson saying quick hot boys tips. Yes. That's a long story, but if you just want to listen, you have to listen to it. Was it a Miami race that I was commentating? I think it might have been Tier 2 or Tier 3. And yeah, I got a tongue twister and it came out very wrong. That's what he's alluding to. The kitty effect, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's this? Gotta love how much Virch is improving without assists. Was he not using assists? Well, let me tell you, that is really impressive. For someone that's just dropped assists in Spa to do so well until he got, well, spun, that's actually amazing. Good job, Virch, man. Keep it up. Anytime you want to interrupt me, Joel, you just go ahead. I can waffle all day. What's this kitty saying? I should pay attention in case in case in comes in. That doesn't make sense. I think I know what she's mentioned. I think I know what she means there. Too much wheel banging. That was personal. Yeah, certainly. Oh, here we go. Aaron, ask commentators, what do you do? Oh, sorry. I can't speak today. What do you think about Joel, about the Spa-Francorchamps circuit? What do you think about this circuit, Joel?
Well, it's a classic, and it's also very long. I mean, the curbs are lethal in this game, quite a few of them. You've got to be really careful. But in more general terms, yeah, it's a classic. So much history around here. I'm not quite sure when the first Grand Prix was, but I'm sure it's in the mid-1950s, maybe the 60s, and we haven't not had a race there since. So, yeah, fantastic track. Very fun to drive as well. You've got the fast flowing sections of the final sector. You've got the big braking zones into turn 1. You've got the precision that you need at Radion and Eau Rouge. And yeah, it tests every bit of your driving ability. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, for me, I mean, Spa, it is just obviously an iconic race. It's not when it's wet. In real life and in online, I just don't like wet races, full stop. I said it many times, I just think it nullifies a race. It can become quite boring. But yeah, Spa is a great race. Now, over the seasons, me racing, whether it would be here or in 2S, it's always been my Achilles heel because I actually can be quite decent in this track, but I always end up getting into trouble somehow anytime I raced here. I think my YouTube channel is full of just crashes all the time and getting collected. So yeah, I mean, I like Spa, I like driving at it. It can turn into a bit of a DRS train at times. Hopefully, we don't get that today. But yeah, I think at one time, Joel, I think wasn't it classified as one of the most dangerous F1 circuits in the early days as well?
I can certainly see that.
I think it was.
I'm not
I
sure.
think it was.
And then there was that one, was it in France, which had no barriers, and the crowd were just right next to the
Yeah,
track. That was way back in the day.
that's going way back when Chief was born. What's this Lepson saying? Rigged against my boy. I didn't know Lepson had a son.
I think he's
News to
talking
me.
about Max Verstappen.
Oh, that's right. Leps is a big Max fan, isn't he?
Yeah, too big sometimes.
Mm-hmm. A bit of a fisherman's supporter.
So we're in quali.
Oh, yeah, we're in quali now, Joel. We can now talk about something relevant to the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Wait. That's an interesting question, Iron, of which we can't really have an opinion on it because we don't know is the actual truthful, honest answer. We have a theory, but I mean, we don't know. So I think that's the best thing to do. We don't know. So there you go. There's Mr. Larson in the chat, legend. But yeah, for real, Aaron, just on that, we honestly don't know. We would like to find out why, but yeah. No, in case anyone is wondering, yes, that we are Alex Norris less. He normally attends every race, but he is not here today, so hopefully he is doing okay, whatever he's up to. But Joel, do you not think? And I know people said otherwise, but do you not think the track map of Spa? Have you ever? Have you got a glue gun? You know that you stick
Oh,
a
yeah.
stick of glue.
Yeah.
It looks like a glue gun.
It
Now, some
does.
people say an Uzi 9mm, but no, it looks more like a glue gun.
Yeah. It's even got the little tab at the back.
Yeah, I just every time I see it, I think it's a glue gun. So yeah.
I wonder how this is going to affect the drivers as well after being pumped up for the sprint race. They've been racing side by side. I'd rather think that it might make the quali times quite a bit quicker because they're already dialed into the track. They've had 8 laps of practice. We'll have to wait and see, but it's interesting how their mentality might have shifted because of the sprint race. So we've got Finley Smith out on the track, and well, basically everyone out on the track except for Virch and Danny Co. And the nice thing about this is everyone gets a second chance as well. So if you messed up in your first race, do better next time.
A get out of jail card. I mean, I think anytime there was sprint races, I think I'm right in this, right? If I'm not, correct me, guys. But I think it applies even to the real Formula One as well. I think a lot of there's a certain amount of okay. I'm trying to speak before I get my brain in gear. Okay, I think sprint races can be split into two, in the sense of I think there is a certain amount of drivers that really enjoy them, and then there's a certain amount of drivers that don't enjoy them. And I think it's usually like the faster drivers maybe don't enjoy them as much. Like, for example, I would say that sprint race we probably had favoured the guys who don't normally be up there, who are not normally contenders for races, contenders for podiums. They would probably enjoy that an awful lot because they're able to fight for a win or fight for a podium. But the likes of Bales and stuff and Mac retired really early, I can only imagine that they probably didn't enjoy that at all. I thought, look, I'm not getting involved in this, just wait till quali. So I think a certain amount of these drivers will be glad that we are back into quali now and things are back to normal. But I enjoyed watching that. That was great for the stream. I enjoyed the sprint.
Yeah, definitely a spectacle. And we've got 2 more coming up as well. We've got one in Miami in a week or two's time, and we've got one at some other track that I can't remember right now because I'm very professional. Riding on board with Finley Smith, who's the first car out on track, and he's been driving okay, nice and tidy, no major mistakes, but it's so tough to see if someone's quick. It's like when you watch those hot laps on YouTube of the world record times and it looks like they're actually going slower than you, and you don't understand. Like, I'm doing everything I can, I'm hurling the car around the corner, braking so hard my foot's going to fall off, and they just looks like they're cruising around. And I'm sure this will be a very good time from Finley Smith, a 42.7, beaten by Bailey, a 41 flat.
But just on what you were saying there, Joel, I remember watching whenever the Stig was going around doing his laps in Top Gear, whenever it was really worth watching, really, let's face it, with Jeremy Clarkson and the like. Jeremy and the Stig would often say that if it looks slow, it means it's going to be really fast. They always said that whenever they were doing their, the fastest lap of their cars. If it looks slow, it's probably going to be fast. And probably the reason why is probably because it's so controlled. That's probably why it looks slow. It's just, they've got the car dialed down. And I suppose if you see a car dancing all over the place, you think, my goodness, that guy's, struggling to control his speed, but it's actually slower. So there you go. These times are dropping. Now, I think it was people were trying to get into the I think if they get into the 41s, they're happy. I think it wasn't that it.
Into the 41s or into the 40s.
Or maybe it was the 40s. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I just remember Night Owl posting something like the best he could do was like a 42.2 or something. People were saying that's quick, but I don't know. I have to admit, I'm not sure what is the quick time here in Spa. I haven't raced. As you know, I don't race. I had intended racing, but I decided, no, I'm too old. I'll just talk.
Can't cope with the G-forces.
My old neck snaps on me.
Night Owl is the one of the cars on the lap coming through No Name Corner. Yeah, they've changed a couple of the surfaces on this recent game, made it more realistic. So, for instance, the gravel on the outside of No Name is set back a little bit. You've got a bit of a grass verge there. And obviously, on grass and gravel this game, it's a lot more punishing and you lose grip for a good few corners after that. And you've got to be quite precise through this track in terms of how much curb you use, and if you get over the curb, what your tyre's going to hit, because if it's not tarmac, you're going to lose quite a bit of time.
Yeah. I was going to say, who do you think is going to get the pole, Joe?
Let's have a look. I'm gonna say, I kind of want to say Danny Coe, but I know that's probably not realistic. Let's go with Noah.
Yeah, I mean, a few seasons ago, Danny would have been a good shout. By his own admittance in Discord, that he is completely nowhere. So I think Danny Coe probably unlikely to get pole. Although then again, wouldn't put it past him. He is a multi-tier 1 champ. But I don't know, I think Bales has just been on so much form. I think it's. But then again, in quality, Bales just missed out. So you could be a good shout there with Noah. I'll stick with Bailey. I think Bailey will be able to do it. I think he'll get pole.
So, Pixel in the chat makes a good point that says the people who look like they're trying really hard are generally solid to pretty good, but the people who make it look easy are masters. I suppose it's just that practice, lap after lap after lap, especially at the same track, where it's just become second nature, and you know what the car's going to do because you've been in that place on the track 100 times already. And unless you're Justin, these guys practice loads. I remember Justin telling me that, I said, what's your practice schedule? I think it was in the post-season interviews, and he said, wake up, have some porridge, do 5 laps on TT, and then do the race. So some people are just insane.
Yeah. It's a bit like why we make this look easy, isn't that right, Joel?
Yeah, exactly. Wing it.
Don't prepare at all and just turn up and talk. Which is, do you know what? I'm kind of messing around here, but I'm being serious. Like, whenever I first started, the commentating and the streaming, like a long time ago, I think it was with Bance in Tier 2, I think, SLR. I used to write scripts, I had notepads, I had so much stuff, beside me. I was constantly aware of my microphone, where it was, when I speak, when I don't speak. And it became really stressful. But just like anything now, the more you do it, you just get used to it, and it becomes a bit easier. And so I suppose it's like these guys when they're racing, like Bailey and Christian and Joel, and Justin, like they've done it so much now that they don't really need to put in as much practice, I suppose. Like you don't forget everything you've learned overnight. You don't forget it. So it just would be nice to get to that level, wouldn't it?
I think we all think that. Finley Smith, the winner of the sprint races on his second lap, he'll want to improve quite a bit. He's definitely not down there P18 pace-wise, as we saw in the sprint. So as he comes through the first sector split, he's slightly up on his time. Perhaps he had a mistake later on the lap. Let's ride on board with Finley, actually, and take you through the last 2 sectors of this lap. This corner, for me, is the most difficult on the track. There's no real braking reference, and it feels so long. This is pretty difficult as well. I mean, they're all difficult when you're me, but trying to decide when you go on the throttle. This should be flat out through Pouon and keep it close to the left to reduce the distance that you're travelling. This is a very satisfying corner, getting this right. And straight back on the power here, using all the track. This, just a quick downshift or two, a slight dab of the brakes, and straight back on the power. Don't get on the gravel and avoid the inside curb there. He got away with it at that time. And flat out down towards the bus stop chicane. Bus stop, you're sort of braking just before the 100-metre board onto full brake pressure and slowly releasing it as you turn in towards the corner. And that looked pretty solid. I would imagine it's an improvement. And it is by 5 tenths, so he goes up to 15th place.
And Bales has just taken pole off Christian, a 40.7, well, you might as well say a 40.8, really. And Noah actually does a really good lap as well. So keeping your prediction alive, Joel, with a pole, he's tantalisingly close to Bales. And so these guys will definitely have their eye in now for this. One more? Could they get 2 more? No, I don't think you can get a lap so long. Yeah, they'll likely get 1 more lap. So 1 more proper run. So that is provision. Oh, As soon as I say that, Christian takes pole straight off Bale. So McLaren boys are delivering as we had expected them to do all season. Oh my goodness, Finley Smith nearly losing it on sector 2 there on the curb.
Some good fortune for Persagili, who's up on his time. He's getting some slipstream from, I think that's the Mercedes, it's the Sauber actually. Either Janus or Run Cruiser. He'll gain some time from that. If you can have a clean final corner, maybe taking a little bit too much curb on both the apexes there, the Finn, but he's going to come across the line. It should be an improvement by 2 1/1000ths. So he stays where he is.
We haven't had a lap from Dan the Man, or Danny Co. Dan the Man actually there was actually a driver called Dan the Man in another league a long time ago, whenever I first met Dan. But he's now the man now, Dan the Man. No lap from him so far, so I'm wondering, is he gonna just start at the back, not to influence too much here? He had a fantastic sprint race, so he knows he's got the pace. So he maybe just wants to hang back and... Oh, actually checking out now, he's eating. Oh, there you go. That'll explain it. So Christian is sitting currently on the provisional pole with a 40.666. Oh, unlucky for some. And Bale's just literally snapping at the heels of Christian here with a 40.795 and keeping them all honest. In P3 there is Noah and Tunaman not far off it as well. So yeah, we're heading into the crunch now of qualifying. These guys will be making very subtle adjustments. I don't think you can make much adjustments now with Parc Fermé. A few tweaks here and there to hone this final lap. Quite often you see in Formula 1, whether it's SLR or whether it's virtual or real life, that usually the second last lap is often the pole one.
Yes.
So this could may well be our grid. But of course we are going to be blessed with one more run. So let's see how they do. Everyone's coming into the pits here. Joel Persecute. Yes, everyone's in the pits. Yeah. So I can't skip. I've got a constant caution Sector 3 flag, and I cannot for the life of me see how long is left.
Maybe that's the problem Michael Massey had a couple of years ago.
Oh, shots fired. Lepson, well, let to be listening. Just mute that bit, Lepson. Right? Yeah, so I can see it. I can see it now. We are about just over 3 minutes. So, what would you say? Roughly around about 2 minute mark. You would expect to see this guy
a bit earlier, 2:30 probably. With it being
2:30.
Probably give yourself 2 minutes to get round. If you need to build a gap for some clean air and let people pass as well. Better safe than sorry. You can always slow down.
Yeah. Well, here we go. The countdown is on. 2 minutes 50 to go. And indeed, right enough, there are people starting to come out off the pit lane, as you predicted. So 250 to 230 is the point to get out. Everyone will be looking for a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of a gap, a nice window to get their ultimate lap. All in all out pace, all the beans, everything you've got. In real Formula 1, of course, this is whenever fuel modes, full whack, power modes, full whack. And it's just you for one lap, give it everything you've got. It can often be the Achilles heel for many drivers, whether it's real life or in virtual, that one lap quali pace, whereby they usually depend on the race pace. But for some, they have the gift of both. Bales is definitely one of them. He's got the gift of both. Of course, Justin definitely has able to do the both. But at the moment, as we said, Christian is indeed sitting top of the field. He is the one to beat, and I wouldn't be sitting too comfortable, really, if I was Christian, even though it is a proper quick time. Bales is there, he's snapping at the heels, but at the same time, the person you probably want to see behind you is your teammate, really, because if there's a bit of team orders going on, at least you can protect your teammate.
Yeah, and with it being such a long lap as well, there's lots of opportunity to gain time and to lose time equally. As Danny will start at the back. So we'll keep an eye on Bailey first. and Noah is just behind him, just ahead of him on track actually. So let's watch Noah first. No, I'm
Okay.
completely wrong. Bailey is way ahead of him. I was looking at the wrong McLaren on the mini-map. Here comes Bailey round the final corner, and let's ride on board with him, give you a guide to my best of my ability into Le Source. He's braking just after the 100-metre board, down to second gear, straight back onto full throttle as soon as you can, and going up the gears, boosting his ERS up this little mini straight. And here is a blind apex at the top of this hill to the left. Make sure you don't cut it, but you want to be as close to it as possible. DRS open and boosting all the way down this straight. Comes off the ERS for now into into Le Com, and this nice flowing section. Don't get too wide on the exit, you will get beached on that curb. And this corner again, braking just after the curb starts on the left and down into fourth gear, keeping it tight to the apex, going out to the right to carry as much speed through this as possible. You can get on the throttle quite a bit earlier than you think you can, and this Pouon will be absolutely flat. Look at that, 7th gear, 175 miles per hour through a near 90-degree turn. And this is a flowing section that lots of drivers enjoy. Little difficult on these curbs, they're sort of quite knobbly, and these ones on the inside, and avoiding the gravel, getting as close as he can, millimetre perfect, a 1/10.5 up from Bailey Thompson, the championship leader, as he is coming round the final sector, and he'll soon be approaching the bus stop chicane, still paying attention to these corners and keeping the best line through them. He's used all his ERS, he's down into second gear, he's going to open up the apex, and he's going to lose a bit of time on the exit with some wheel spin, but it should be an improvement. But it's not enough. Christian is still on provisional pole. Noah now is a 1/10.5 down on his time, so unless he has something miraculous in the final chicane, he's not going to improve his position. Tunari, on the other hand, is straight behind him. He'll have a bit of dirty air from this, and then we'll keep an eye on Christian, the current pole sitter. So, round the final corner as Noah loses time on the exit as well, so it won't be an improvement, 7/10 down. Here comes Tunari on his return. He improves just by under a tenth. And Christian, the pole leader, is also down in his time. So you're right by your prediction, Tipsy, that the second lap is often the quickest. Here comes Christian, not going to improve, but he will stay right where he is. And that is the grid. Although Finley Smith is yet to come across the line, he's 20 seconds down. So that is the grid. 2 McLarens on the front row.
Yeah, I think just because the last lap is always the high pressure one, and I think that whenever people know that they've got another run in, that they can really relax, and that usually if you're more relaxed, then a bit like swimming, which I recently learned, the more relaxed you are, the better you're going to be, and I think that's what it is. Generally, this second last lap, they know they've got another one in them just in case, so they're able to risk it a bit more. But whenever you've got down to the final lap, it's squeaky bum time. You cannot afford any mistakes. But yeah, there we go. A 40.666 is enough to take pole off and to keep Bailey back in P2. But hey, as we've seen in these races, just because you're on pole doesn't mean you're going to be leading by the end of lap 1. So let's see how it all goes.
Yeah, especially at this track. You mean the long back straight. So the 2 McLarens are in sort of another league at this level, at least. 2/10 is Noah and the rest of the field behind them. And look at that, P3 to P7 is Finnish domination. A good session from Iceland in P7. As we look a little bit further down, Danny starting right at the back, because he did in the sprint race. It'd be nice if he can replicate what he did there and get up to P8.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, as I've already said, like he knows how to race, certainly. Of course, he's got a bit of ring rust, as they say in boxing, but a couple of laps, he'll be back up to speed, I had no doubt. Hopefully it's dry. We don't have Justin. He's normally our resident weatherman. But if anyone is on track or has any intel, any engineers listening or whatever, if you can let us know in the chat that what's the weather going to be like, because that could certainly throw up a little bit of a mix in the race. But for me, I don't know if you can notice, is that the Red Bull looks like it's dancing on the track. See it bouncing?
Yeah.
Boing, 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 boing.
Reminds me of, like, what was it, F1 2019, when you get those cars on top of each other in the desync. That was hilarious. So,
Mr. Chief, sorry, Joel just lets us know that the weather is dry and it's going to get cloudy at the end. So there you go.
medium hard, hard medium. Pretty simple strategy, one stop. So nothing funky going on there, like there was last week, as they're all changing their fuel loads, their tyre pressures, and picking the tyres they want to start the race on. We will have a formation lap. Some will two-stop apparently. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay, Joel.
Well, I haven't done this track, so like I said, you just make it up as you go along.
Yeah, you just wing it. But here, listen, it is a Spa, so even though it is a bit of a DRS screen, safety cars are possible or likely. Although in saying that, as I say that, I've just kind of realised I don't think we've had a safety car this season, Joel, have we?
Do we not have one in China?
Well, I can't think that far back.
Yeah, we did, because I can't remember who it was. Someone span, like, in the snail section before the really long back straight, and they got smashed into by Run Cruiser.
Ah, I vaguely remember that now that you say. Okay, so we've had one safety car. I was really surprised last week that we didn't get a safety car in Monaco because, yeah, what was there? Something happened at the start of the race. Yes, the carnage in lap 1, and we didn't get any safety cars at all. I was really surprised at that. Of course, won by Justin. Actually, on that, a point. Justin, of course, is the championship leader. And he is missing today, as you can probably notice. I think he might actually be missing a couple of races. I think it's holidays. He's on holidays. So if ever there was an opportunity to capitalise, it is now. So this is the one that Beals and Mac, because Mac's still close in the championship as well. This is the one that Bailey needs. He needs this race. He needs to win, really. Or definitely finish on the podium. To really try and close that gap. I think I seen Justin saying something like a possible. Now I think I could be wrong here. Something like 82 points available for up for grabs.
Yeah, so you've got 75 for the 3 race wins. 5, 6, and then there's an extra 7. So maybe, because if Bailey wins all the sprints as well, it's another 24. No, it's not, because... Okay, I see. Because there's only one sprint in these 3 races, so... Yeah, that's right. Probably. That's only 7 points. Maybe it's 83. Something like that, anyway.
Yeah, so an awful lot of points that Justin is risking losing. And it's also an awful lot of points that Beals could gain. Just before we kick things off, Joe, before you call it, the boys are saying, yep, there was only one safety car in Tier 3. And they only had one in the feeder series in Texas, apparently.
Should reduce Bert's salary. So, the lights are coming on for the second time this evening. It's the main race. And it's the 2 McLarens on the front row. They've got a pretty decent start, both of them, but up the inside and round the outside now is Noah, who's already ahead. Is he going to take the lead into the exit of turn 1? And oh, there's a crash! It's involving Christian, the pole sitter, and Tunari. And it's all going off further down the field. Let's keep an eye on Hoodim, who's in a miraculous P4 so far. Makenda up to P3. Icewind's gained 2 places up to P5. And it's Desi and Rising Moon who are going side by side into Lecom. And Rising Moon on the outside gets past the Desi before the apex, and now at the inside is Run Cruiser. He's having to gain a few places back after a poor start, and the 2 Alpines are next to each other. Rising Moon loses out again, perhaps, on the hards. The medium runners are really taking advantage of the start, but we got to keep an eye on Bailey, who's out front, and his teammate Christian, who has damage, you would think, and Danico. I didn't see exactly what happened there, but it's not a good result.
Yeah, it was hard to catch it, but it seems like 3 cars all wheel locked, and then they all were sucked towards the wall. And of course, Christian, I think he was the biggest loser there because he was the first one to contact the wall. So yeah, a disastrous start for Christian. Of course, beneficial for Bales to the degree that he gets the P1, but of course he's lost his teammate who could potentially help him. So Bales is now got to do it himself here against Noah and Mac, and a very fast charging, should be in tier 1 Hoodum. Remember, he is a reserve and he's races in tier 2. I think he's full-time tier 2. But yeah, that's for another day. He should be racing in tier 1. But Bales sets the fastest lap off the grid so far. Well, of course, it is only lap 1, as you could say. Oh my goodness, Icewind. Icewind completely cooked turn 1, and he went sideways, but is he going to hang on? He is, somehow hangs on to P5. Now, I don't know if he got any contact there from the rear, but it looks like a kind of like a braking issue. It locked up on him. What's happening here? Hoodum is going for the move on McKender. So this is for P3. Hoodum with the DRS gets P3. In fact, Mac loses 2 positions here, and he loses out to Icewind as well. So it goes to show you just, of course, how powerful that DRS is. And Bales is still inside, obviously, the DRS range of Noah, but he's slowly creeping away. So it will definitely be in Bales' interest to try and break that toe, because as we've seen, and we all know, the toe or the DRS is hugely powerful in Spa if you're not in a train, if you're at the front of it. But Icewind's running wide there at...
oh, Tunari! He's lost the car in the entrance of Puon. He's all right. There's someone else there that's gone really wide. That's Tugay. Maybe he had to take avoiding action. And Tunari's all the way down now, and Tugay is letting them go past, and someone else has spun his Verch. It's all kicking off at the back of the field. Persegili is at the back. He's got wing damage as well. Thought it was calming down for a minute.
Yes, right. But that's the beauty of Spa. Even at tier 1, it can always throw these hiccups, because the track itself is quite a tricky wee track, really. Grip, of course, the tower, as Chief pointed out in chat, is excessively high. So we will be seeing a lot of these guys really battling the grip levels. Probably a lot quicker. Oh my goodness, as soon as I say that, Hoodum almost also spins in turn 1. These guys really seem to be struggling in turn 1 on the brakes. Unless it's maybe a spectator bug, but they're getting proper sideways going on in turn 1. But yeah, all following behind each other, all the gaps pretty equal. Although, who was that I seen? Icewind. Hoodum getting way out of the slipstream. And yeah, Ice just creeps up onto the back of him, and he will be following behind. What's happened further back down the man? Up into P11. So Dan is making moves. Dan doing a good job. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
He started P20.
Yeah, Dan was last. He's now P11 in lap 3. So there you go. That's what I said, boys. You do not forget. Do not forget how to do it. Never discount our man Dan. But yeah, looking down the rest of the grid, it seems all pretty quiet now. Everything's settling down. And it's going to get into an ERS battle and DRS battle. But do we know how long these tyres last, Joe, the mediums?
Chief will know. I imagine it will be 8, maybe 8 or 9 laps. We will see. Christian is gaining those places back that he lost after that collision at the start. And a bit of a gap appearing now. 2 seconds between the top 2 and another 2 seconds between P2 and P3. So Bailey asserting his advantage as Christian is looking to get back another place on kit. Up the inside of the bus stop chicane will be a popular overtaking place today, and he manages to do that. He's on the hards, remember, as well, so he will go longer and get a bit of clean air when these guys pit, including his teammate. So not all over for Christian yet.
Yeah, I was running on board with Hoodum there again going into turn 1, and again he gets really slidey in turn 1. I'm not sure whether that's a setup issue or what, but he seems to be really cooking those tyres in turn 1. So gonna watch him here on coming to the end of this straight to see how he navigates it, because it's Connor's proper slidey, man. And I know we have seen them being slidey, especially in Monaco. It seems to be the nature of this game, but some of these guys are practically drifting around this track, and that cannot be doing your tyres any good at all. Larson lets us know that the mediums can go about 9 laps. Thank you, Larson, for that info. Always helpful. Let me see now. Yeah, like I said, it's basically settling down now. It'll be the DRS battle and of course the bus stop chicane battle. So that's where we're going to be looking for the moves, and of course looking out for these front 4. When these tires start to drop off on them, and Mac will start to squeeze up. Well, he is actually right on the back of them here. He's going to sit nicely, and as have we seen season after season, race after race, Mac does not panic. He knows it's a long race, and he is quite happy to play it right to the last lap. So he will not be doing anything drastic.
Christian looking for an identical move in consecutive laps, and he's up the inside before the braking zone of Jamie. He's back up to P11. Worth mentioning that Danny made an overtake on Jamie on the last lap, up into the points positions now after starting P10. He's halfway there. Janice having an issue or two in the final corner.
Yeah, again, I watched through him there. It seems to be in his turning, it seems to be quite sharp, and the back end gets dragged round. But Icewind is now looking to get this move back again off him that he lost to Hoodham, and he does indeed get up into the P3. And good job from Ice. Of course, Ice and Hoodham are reserves, Tier 2 drivers. A good representation here in Tier 1. Very kind of the one. But I'm surprised I don't get into more trouble than I do. But McCann there, of course, will be mindful of these meds dropping off shortly. And Mac does seem to have a good bit of pace in him, just whether it's just me, but it does seem like he's biding his time. As I say, he kind of waits, he doesn't panic. He knows this is coming to him. He knows that these guys are on a tyre that's going to wear out on them sooner. And he's quite happy to sit here. Let me see further down the field. Anything else happening? I'm just going to flick through the cameras here. Nope, nothing else happening. Perskili way at the back with a fresh set of softs on. So I missed that actually, what happened to him. He is, what, a pit stop away. And that is terrible, man. To be that far back in Spa, it's just miserable. Because there's no guarantee safety car is going to save you. Again, like sprint races, usually the leaders, they hate seeing a safety car coming out. The guy that's like 30 seconds back loves it. I remember we used to have that interesting debate with a driver that used to race here called Kebab, and he would often go on about the safety cars. Rightly, many of the times, to be fair, yeah. Some people want them off. I think you should always have them on.
Hoodham
Mixes things up.
is going to re-overtake Icewind, and McKendra is going to slip through as well, up to P4 on his hard tyres. Icewind dropping 2 places there as Danico gets past Run Cruiser, up to P9, Danico. It's certainly been the highlight of the race so far. We're only 6 laps in. He's gained about 1.3 positions per lap.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise. Again, I've said it a few times, I don't want to be a broken record, but it's no surprise Dan is doing so well. He knows how to race, this boy. And there's no pressure on him either as well. He's just here for literally for the fun. And he certainly seems to be having fun out there, that's for sure. As Rune Kuzer is getting proper twitchy behind him. That's not going to be helping his hards. But yeah, we're approaching this lap 9, of course, a few more laps to go, but we will be into this time where these guys will probably be looking at their tyres, they'll be monitoring the wear, and we'll see who is better on the tyres than others. Christian is going for a move on Ruin Cruiser here. Christian is really loving this bus stop chicane move. But the problem he's got is that there's a roadblock in front of him of a significant number of drivers. He now has to try and pass Dan the man. And Danny, of course, is a driver that Christian knows very well. Again, they raced plenty of times together up at the top in Tier 1. And of course, Christian often coming out second best when Dan was up to his full powers. Dan is eyeing up a move here for P8 on Adam. Joel, it should be a pretty easy move, although Adam does have DRS. Dan has not much battery left. Neither does Adam, so this is raw pace in terms of your setup. Oh my goodness, contact between Dan, or was that Dan and Adam? Dan takes the corner and, oh my goodness, he's out. Oh! Finley Smith is out as well. Did he collect Finley Smith?
He must have done. It's a virtual safety car. Wow. Well, Night Owl has got a 10-second penalty. So has Toonari. They've both got 10-second penalties for severe collisions with Atom, who has retired. He must have collected so many cars in that corner. Shame we didn't see it. It just looked to me like Danny maybe didn't realise he was still on the inside and turned in a bit too early. And Toonari's got another 10-second penalty. So he's got 20 seconds in obviously undeserved. So,
wow.
Oh, the full safety car's out.
Can you see the little yellow dot, folks?
Bad news for Makenda.
Safety car. Sorry, Joel. I was talking over you there.
No, I was saying very bad news for Makenda. Surely these medium runs will pit now. Makenda can't pit. He's not getting to the end on mediums. No way. So he's going to have to stick it out. Let's see as Christian does come in. There's Bailey, sorry, and Noah. And Makenda comes in as well.
Yeah, well, as you pointed out, and as Chief and Larson are pointing out rightly, you know, perfect time for the meds. Oh, what's going on here? Who is that? Who is that? There is someone.
Oh, it's doing what it did last week. It's Makenda.
Oh my
it's
God,
that bug
Jamie
with
left
Bailey.
the session. Jamie is the host.
It's all right. It's not migrating host. I think it's all right. Nothing's going crazy yet.
Okay, because I seen Jamie's ghosted car while I was supposed to be ghosted, completely wipe out the rear end of Christian, but oh my goodness. Jamie
and his AI gets a 10-second penalty. Is he overtaking the safety car? His AI is leading the safety car train, everyone.
Oh, no.
Get back in quick, Jamie. You've got 2 laps.
Oh, no. Oh, no. So it was settling down to be a nice, quiet, peaceful, uneventful spa, and then, just like that, one move, one incident. Look at this carnage. That is what spa can do. You're following behind each other, the spa train, one incident, and all the carriages get taken out. And it seemed to have been caused, of course, by that overtake between Dan and Adam. Whether who was in the right or the wrong is not for us to say. It's just we know what happened. Dan turned in, and Adam was still there. He got spun, and we can only assume that whenever he did get spun, it was Finley. It was Finley Smith got collected as well as Tuna. So just like that, we get a safety car, and we get people's strategies completely up the chute, and we lose Jamie, who is our host and now leading the safety car. So in an instant, it goes from nice, quiet, and peaceful to drama in Belgium. This is what we love to see.
Yes. Tuna... Oh, okay. Well, he did serve his 20 seconds of penalties in the pits, but he's decided that he's had enough, so... That's that. Yeah. Oh, he's joined. No, he's rejoined. Maybe his AI retired when he left the session. It's all going off. So Tuna's out of the race, whether he wants to be or not quite sure. Yeah.
Did Jamie rejoin? I think Jamie did rejoin. So, will Jam come in? He is,
no,
yes. So Jam is in. So, Christian will be relieved, of course. He's going to be not be hiding behind a AI car. Of course, this benefits Whomst. Noah is on fresh hards in P4 behind the safety car.
Yeah, I don't know what Makenda's strategy is going to be here. Surely he can't get those mediums to the end. Maybe he could. So what's that? 9 plus it's 13 laps, which are 4 more than you would do in regulation. I don't know. He's going to try, probably. Or he's going to hope
Well,
that there's a late safety car again.
if you think the mediums is going to be tough, have a thought for P14. For Night Owl, who has put on a fresh set of softs, which last about a minute, really. So he's going to be coming in the pit again. So what's going to... yeah. Chief saying that he thinks Mac's tyres are going to go burst.
Probably.
Possibly. We have seen punctures this season. People running them. Actually, we've seen punctures this season. I think it was Christian. I think it was Christian, actually. Maybe Jamie. That we've seen a puncture way before when you would expect.
Yeah, I think that was in China, wasn't it?
Yes, right. That was China. So Mac has got these set of mediums on. We should be behind the safety car for at least another 2 laps at least. So say 9, 10, 11. Say 12. Get underway at 12. He'll have, what, 4 laps done behind the safety car. It shouldn't be too much wear. Yeah, it's a tall order.
Yeah, so... 1 minute, my dad's calling me. How do I even stop this? Oh, there you go. So, yeah, Bailey is not pit. So...
I mean, if you need to do something, Joe, you can.
No, it's
I can
right.
back on it.
I just say Bailey's not pit. So...
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on, because... Sorry, go ahead.
So, yeah, I'll just say why.
Yeah, that's what Larson was asking, is Bailey on really old hards? Because I was quite surprised with that. So Bailey hasn't pitted. That means, of course, that he's going to have to pit, obviously. But will there be enough laps left to catch them? I'm confused. I mean, yeah. I don't know. We're going to see. I mean, I would expect that... Sorry, Joe. I would expect, obviously, the person that you'd expect... Well, I'm saying expect too much. I would expect the guy to make significant moves here at the start should be McKenna. I mean, fresh hards... Well, not even fresh hards, 9-lap hards. Again, you know, on a safety car restart, it is difficult, I think, to get them up to temperature. Mac should be able to capitalise here. And if Mac can get past Noah and Bales for sure, that should put him in pretty good stead. But then again, it is mediums and he has to try and get them a long time. And as the boys are saying, like, what, 10 laps? 10 laps and they're done. So yeah, that would mean that Mac's going to have to pit again. Bales definitely has to pit. Ruin Cruiser has to pit. Probably Christian has to pit. So I'm still none the wiser who's going to win this. We know that Hoodham doesn't need to pit. Icewind doesn't need to pit. Adesi, Danny, Kit, those guys, they don't need to pit. So your guess is as good as mine, folks.
Mind-boggling.
Bamboozled. Did you ever play Bamboozled on teletext, or am I showing my age?
No.
I think
I just outgrew teletext. Was probably before my time as well.
Yeah, see, I'm showing my age. Teletext used to go whatever channel it was, and you have to type in the 3 digits, and it takes you to Bamboozle. It was a wee word quiz game. But yeah, that was before all these modern advancements. Everybody's spoiled now, all this technology, Joel.
The Icewind will tell us that he was still sim racing back then in 1965 or something.
Yeah, I used to play car racing with pegs, clothes pegs. But anyway, these boys are now squeezing up onto the back end of each other. They're getting very, very close. And then you get caught out. When is Christian going to pull the trigger? That is the question. Now, I would expect it to be late, but no, he's gone. Oh my goodness, no one nearly spun. And I'm going to keep a wee eye here on McKender. if you see anything up ahead happening. But yeah, Mac didn't get as good a start as he would have liked. These guys did get away from him. So yeah, we're going to be watching Rune Cruiser to see if he can get a move done on Christian with, of course, the Slipstream. And Beals, of course, is looking proper quick here as well. So Beals is looking to capitalise as quickly as possible. Just enough track. Ruin Cruiser gives him just enough room, and is he going to get boxed in here? Surely Christian's going to play ball here. Surely he's going to play ball. Don't box your teammate in. He's going to have to go there the long way around. Christian is going to back off. And yes, that's a good move from Beals now. So Beals does indeed get in front of his teammate and holds off Ruin Cruiser. So pretty good move there from Beals. But of course, don't forget Noah. Noah is trying to go up the inside here of a Ruin Cruiser on those fresher hards. And he gets the move done. I'm getting a terrible camera angle. There we go. Why am I getting sideways? There we go. That's me actually looking that way. So Noah now up to P3. Mac is getting the move done on Ruin Cruiser as well. So Mac following suit up to P4.
Yeah, and the Run Cruiser losing out to Hoodim as well, who gets past on fresh hards. So Bailey, crucial move for him to get out into clean air. He's already 1.5 seconds ahead of his teammate, and he'll want to push and gain as much time as possible. Noah, really good that he's passed Makenda for his sake in the race, as Makenda has to pit again. His tyres will go off. He doesn't want to be held up later on. Christian is out of ERS. No, he's just harvesting, as Noah is round the outside, and he gets that move done. So Noah up into second place. He's the net race leader, as Bailey, of course, still has to pit. DRS enabled now after 1 lap of full racing conditions. Makenda round the outside through La Source. Can he get the grip on the exit? He will have better grip on his medium tyres, and he does. He'll be hoping he still gets DRS from Noah, which he should do to defend.
Oh my goodness, is he just outside? Is he just outside it?
No, he's got it.
Oh my goodness, did he get it? Oh, he got it. That was as tight as a... Oh, that's it.
He's still going to lose out on Slipstream, though, as he just about holds on. And that's Hoodim there, who's on the same strategy as Noah. In P5, he's in a net P2. He sets a purple sector 1. So Hoodim's showing us how good he really is, and that he can take it to the top of Tier 1. And he's just going to settle behind Christian for now.
I'm going to make a statement here that if Hoodim finishes on the podium, he has to move to Tier 1. Come on, he has to. He's so fast for Tier 2. My goodness. But yeah, that'll be another, that's not for me to discuss, that's for the boys. But he's doing a bloody good job here, I have to say, Hoodim. Up into P5, a potential podium position. And of course, Mac, as we expected, on these mediums, really making moves, gets himself up into P3. And we've seen a move further back there, by the way, when you were calling it the action. Tugay on Kit, and just before the bus stop, Tugay kind of had nowhere to go and hit the rear end of Kit. Wasn't too much of an issue, but Tugay is looking to get the move done on Ruin Cruiser, and Ruin Cruiser is just going backwards, man, on these 11 lap hards. As Beal sets the fastest lap, and Ruin Cruiser decides he's had enough of those, and he comes into the pits. Make sure you get your brakes down, son.
Something weird is going on as Icewind is up the inside of Rising Moon defending that position. He keeps on to that. Bailey has pitted now, apparently, according to the game. He's on 5 lap hards, the same as Noah, and in the race director it now says he did make a pit stop when it didn't before. So who knows what's going on, as Makenda is getting past his fellow countryman of Noah, and it's Icewind now up to P4, overtakes 2 people on that straight, Hoodim and Christian, who have both lost positions. Rising Moon now up the inside. That's an opportunistic move and a good one. And now same for Christian, who definitely has not pit, is up the inside of Hoodim. And Danico is just watching this all unfold. In fact, he's got a Desi right behind him as well, so a bit of a midfield battle going on. But as far as we know, I think Bailey has pit, so he is on fresh hearts. Thank you, Codemasters.
Yeah, thanks, Cody's, for standing as a curveball there. But so that is actually really good then for Bale. So he is likely to look strong here for the race win. Mac, of course, charging behind here on those mediums. Although, as the boys said, 10 laps and they are cooked. And Huram, he was trying to capitalize on Icewind passing Rising Moon. He tried to squeeze up as well, but Rising Moon was having none of it. And Huram stays in P6 for now.
Here comes Danny, maybe down the inside, decides against it. We'll get a bit of a switchback here as Makenda sets the fastest lap on the medium tyres.
As I'm just reading chat, Linus says, L plan is in motion. Have faith. Right enough. See if the faith works for Mac in these mediums. Will they survive?
Danny
Everyone's got their light. Oh, yes.
Yeah, pulls out of the slipstream. He's going to get the overtake done on Christian, who is losing. Maybe he loses 3 positions in one straight. He does. So he is not pit, Christian, remember. He started on pole position and he's in P10 on old hard. So not the race he was hoping for. Tugay now overtakes him. He's lost 4 positions in the space of 2 corners. Going from bad to worse.
Jamie, I'm just watching Jamie. He's had a, I was going to say a quiet race. Of course, there was that disconnection he had. But Jam the man, Jamie, yeah, sitting here down in P14. Probably a spa to forget for him. But of course, that will never shake his relentless positivity. A wonderful chap to speak to. Very fond of Jamie. Good guy. A proper racer too. The only guy we're missing on track, sorry, is Speedy. Where the hell? Oh my goodness, Jamie! I nearly commented a cursed him. Did you see that?
No.
And he loses out to Persegili just before bus stop chicane. A little bit too much curb there, and he caught it nicely. But yeah, that was almost curtains for Jamie. But look at this. Kit in the points. Indeed, it's futuristic points out. Kit is into P9 and well into the points here. And looking good for it as well.
I'll tell you who is very close. It's Noah on Makenda, round the outside of Lecom. He's going to get there before the apex, and Makenda doesn't put up much of a fight. Hoodim on Rising Moon as well, who manages to stay there. Rising Moon being very quiet today. He's up there in P5. He is on the mediums, so it will be difficult to go to the end on those tyres. But he's doing very, very well up there in the top 5. Who else have we got close by? We've got Adesi and Danico, and Night Owl and Christian going at it, and Christian uses another place. And he's just going to, probably you think Christian is just trying to hold on now for a safety car. If he pits now, it's not going to help him, really.
Yeah, I seen Chief mentioned it earlier. I don't think it was for Christian. It might have been for someone else, but it's very applicable here for Christian. It's like he's stuck in reverse at the moment. The way it feels like he's just going backwards, man. It's like he's going back to Monaco. And yeah, looks like Persegili is lining him up as well. Yeah, he's going to get this move done. At bus stop, I would expect at bus stop, is Christian going to defend it? He is actually. He's covering it off. But that's going to be really difficult to defend that man with 14 lap old hards.
And Tugay pulls the plug already on those mediums after just 7 laps. So maybe that shows what sort of tyre Makenda and Rising Moon are facing, as Persegili does get up the inside of Christian.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how, to know the situation of those mediums for Makenda. As Hudum passes Rising Moon. And I'm actually going to watch Rising Moon here because he's on the mediums as well. And it's a little bit seesaw-y sometimes on that steering wheel, and that could definitely not be helping your tyres. Another seesaw there. A bit tentative in turn in. He's not really too sure of the grip levels anymore. Kind of an early indication that these are starting to drop off. but managing not too bad so far. Birch gets himself a time penalty. Wouldn't have too much of an effect though. He's sitting down there in P15. Of course, recently dropped assists, and it's a tall order, of course. Also always welcome, but to try and do it in Tier 1 is playing the game in maximum difficulty mode, really. But Icewind, Icewind is crept onto the back here of McKender, so definitely these mediums must be really starting to struggle. And yeah, unless there's something drastic happens with in terms of the safety car situation, Mac is kind of just in no man's land now, really, because he's not going to have much grip to really challenge Noah and Bales, and he's not going to have much grip to defend either. And for all we know, he might not have much tyre left at all for the race. But here we go. Icewind is going for it. Birch retires, and Icewind is going for the move. It's a pretty straightforward move, like taking candy from a baby, as they say. Mac doesn't fight it, pulls over. Gibbs in the racing line knows there's nothing, no point fighting that one. Mac is in survival mode now. He's going to just try and get these mediums as far as possible.
Yeah, so 5 laps left. Bailey leads by 3.8 seconds. McKender hanging on for dear life. Danico looking to get past his teammate for today as well, into P6, which would be a very good drive, and you wouldn't put it past him maybe to get into 4th position, with McKender holding up Udin as well, as Christian has now pit onto the medium.
Actually, that's actually a really good shout there, Joel. A good spot, actually. Dan the Man is indeed a real contender here for P4, because yeah, we already see that like these mediums are dropping, and they're dropping pretty quick. And as Chief says, 10 laps and your mediums want to explode, and we are about to start the 10th lap of these mediums. And look at this. Oh, Mac is in. Mac is in the pits, and that was a late one from no one, actually. Mac gets a 10-second time penalty. He retires. Okay. He realizes, yeah, there's nothing he's going to do there, so he backs out of it. That promotes Hood'em up into P4. So the likelihood of Dan the Man now getting to P4 has reduced. Certainly P5 is on the cards for Dan here, and most certainly is going to get it. Absolutely going to get it here with this DRS and the superior grip and the battery and the slipstream. It's a good showing from Dan here. Up into P5, so it's going to be just a straight fight on pace now if he wants to get that P4. And who knows? Maybe, what's this further back? Persegili and Night Owl fighting. And actually, this is for on track, because pretty equal tyre wear on the hards. The only thing they've got ahead of them, oh my goodness, Johnny Alba gets very close to the back of the sliding Red Bull of Persegili, is Giannis on 10 laps. So he will be the next roadblock. So I'll be keeping a wee eye on that. My phone's beeping. But yeah, I was going to say, Joel, this will be a direct fight now for Dan the Man to hunt down Hood'em and to see if he can get that P4. And what was I going to say there? Yes, I wonder, will this be a bit of a motivational boost for Dan to maybe pick up a full-time seat? We know there might be one available. So could we see Dan the Man back in the grid? Who knows?
That would be very good. Definitely add an extra layer of competitiveness to the pace of the grid. So Persegili looking to take on Night Owl for the second time up the bus stop this time, and he slides and manages to keep it on track, and he's ahead. So Bailey fully under control in P1, 4 seconds, just managing his pace. Noah doesn't really seem to have an answer to it at the moment, as Adesi is the next one queuing up behind Rising Moon. He might be close enough to get it on this straight, because Rising Moon is not deploying ERS. Christian sets the fastest lap on his brand new medium tyres. Up the inside is Adesi, as his teammate retires, and Rising Moon, the lack of grip there causing him to have to take avoiding action and go off track onto the runoff area. So he's going to try to go to the end. I think even if he gets to the end, he's not going to be in the points. Although there is a 3.5 second gap from P9 to P8.
Yeah, oh, Christian with his time penalty. But yeah, it looked like that Rising Moon was maybe focusing a bit more on a Desi than really his breakpoint, because he really missed it big time. Obviously, the grip, losing grip will not help. But I think that was a case of maybe looking in the mirrors a fraction too long. But yeah, keen to watch him at these tires. I don't know whether that is a graphic detail, but they don't look great. So puncture territory we have entered now for Giannis and Rising Moon. Of course, by this stage, generally you want to avoid curbs because there's not much rubber left on them tires. It's like a nice thin wall, and so any sharpness at all will make them go kaboom. But 2 more laps to go, and Beals is doing exactly what he needed to do. We said at the start of the race that Justin will be missing for a few races, and Beals was his direct rival. This is the best time for Bailey to capitalise, and he needs to win. He needs to win as many as he can to close that gap and put significant pressure on Justin, as Kit is now looking for a move on Rising Moon. That's going to be late.
Oh,
my goodness,
don't do that. Don't throw it away.
Don't do that, Kit. Exactly.
You've got so much time.
Yeah, you will pass him, Kit. You will get past him, my man. Just hang on. He doesn't have DRS. Just wait. Next lap, you got it. You're up to P7 for sure. Keep calm, my man. If anyone's in his race engineer, let him know. Just sit your ground. Sit your ground. Don't get a penalty for running wide, for goodness sake. Persegili is far enough back. He's no threat to you, so you're almost guaranteed this P7. So yeah, just wait. Giannis is keeping up here with Night Owl with his 12-lap mediums. And no puncturinos just yet. What's this futuristic saying? Basically what I said, but a little bit more colourful.
Kit decides to stay behind for now. Doesn't want to get involved in the DRS battle. So Janico, P5, 1 second behind Houdin. If he gets inside that 1 second margin, he will have DRS, of course. And 2 laps remain as Bailey comes into the second sector for the penultimate time. The clouds are rolling in as Chief predicted at the start of the race, but no rain forecast. Kit now will have the perfect opportunity to get past Rising Moon. May not out-drag him as quick as he would like, but he's going to out-corner him with the superior grip. And he's up to P7. So just a lap and a half to go for him for a solid P7 points finish.
Hey, Joel, I'll tell you what though. Dan the Man, if you've noticed, has closed a 2 second gap at Hoodham, and he's down to 0.8. So we are looking at potentially a last lap attack for P4 from Dan. He will have DRS. He's going to have to try and squeeze up as best he can. Hoodham has got about half a battery. Dan the Man's got something similar. So it's a case of you want to squeeze up to make sure you get DRS, but still have battery. This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, and he's losing a few tenths.
Yeah, I think this is the one we need to stay on here for this DRS.
Absolutely. So Bailey starts the last lap. The last chance for Dan to get past. He's just inside the DRS as he got it down the start-finish straight. He's going to have a really good turn 1 as he goes deep there, and he's lost a bit of time on the exit. Now is the time to boost to make sure you are in the DRS zone. Maybe
enough time.
He might have a chance still down into the bus stop chicane. That's what he's got to hope. Stay close. closing in,
Squeezing
but
up,
too
squeezing
far.
up, squeezing up. Yeah, just not just too far. So yeah, charge as much as you can. Really, we got a yellow somewhere. It's away at the back. That's Giannis. Has Giannis got a puncture? Oh, Giannis has got a looks like a puncture. Definite puncture. Definite puncture.
And Rising Moon hanging on there in P9. So he will be nervous for sure. Just half a lap remains. Right, let's ride on board with Danny for the rest of this lap, as we know Bailey will cross the line and take the victory. But Danny, from P20 on the grid, he started last. He was already up to P10 in 6 laps. P9, in fact, in 6 laps.
Oh, his tires exploded.
Oh, is that Rising Moon has gone?
Oh, he retired on track.
That's a shame for Rising Moon. He was doing so well. But here is the chance for Danny Coe. He has no other opportunity. He's closing. He's closing. If he keeps closing at this rate, he'll have a go. Can he? Is it too risky? He goes up the inside. Hoodham gives him the space. This is it. It's going to be a photo finish. Bailey crosses the line. He's pushed wide a bit, but he's got the better exit. Oh my word, who's won it? It's Hoodham. By 36/100ths of a second, Danny gave it his all. But it is just a P5. But it is from the back of the grid. It's a fantastic drive by him. A word for Noah as well, who came home in P2. Pretty uneventful race for him, but that's what he would have liked. And Bailey getting the win, capitalising on the opportunity of Justin being away and extending the lead in the championship. Hoodham just edging out Danny. And unfortunate there for Rising Moon, who could have had a quite magnificent points finish. As Janice is still hobbling around with a puncture. We might be here for a couple of minutes.
But see, the thing is, to be fair to Janice, there's no retiring on track. We don't allow it. But I think probably in this case it could be, forgiven.
Oh, that is the AI
oh my goodness.
On their cooldown lap.
The AI are not for hanging around. I mean, generally we don't want retiring on track, as you've seen Rising Moon doing. But I think, consider it was the last lap, no safety cars coming out, and they have got a puncture. I don't know. Not that I'm going to be giving any FIA ruling out, but I think that if Giannis retired here, I think that would be fine.
Oh, he's taking a new version of the track. It's quite entertaining, actually. Do you think the tyre will ever actually come off? I don't think that happens on this game.
No, they don't let that happen. But hey, tell you what, look at Kit. Kit getting that P7's a great result for him, man. Great job from Kit getting up to the P7. Overall, actually, a lot of people did really well. We actually lost a lot of main guys. Like, we lost Tuna, we lost Mac, we lost Jammy, we lost Tuge. You know what I mean? Finley Smith actually won the sprint race, and he's done well throughout the season. Great racers we've lost. And up at the podium, Icewind, back up into Tier 1. Of course, there's only a reserve this time, but he does have the pace. And Hoodham, like I said, if he gets up there, he needs to move up. Remarkable pace from Hoodham.
Giannis' front right tyre is just permanently hovering above the ground. He's driving on two wheels, really. So...
Dan in the chat saying, I may have killed a man. Yes, we seen, Dan. We noticed. That was noticed, yes. In fact, that killing killed a number of people, actually.
Chain reaction.
Yeah. But there you go. That is the Spa race over and done with. And the main story really is that Bailey did what he needed to do to keep his championship chances alive. And he won the race.
So,
We saw everything.
Icewind P3, by the way. Didn't mention that.
I did mention that.
Oh.
Yes, I said Icewind. Well, you see, I'm used to that. So we're going to head back to the Discord now, effectively, and we're going to get the driver interviews in. of which Joel's going to do, because I never do interviews, because I'll ask them questions that's not relating to Formula One.
Hey, get yourself in the chat if you would like an interview. There's plenty of people here. Let's bring in Christian. Hello, Chris. Oh, I've realised you weren't actually in the interview channel, but you're in the interview anyway. Hi.
Hi.
Difficult race for you. You had some sort of incident you didn't catch in on the first lap coming out of turn 1. What happened there?
Well, I know it was me and Tonari and someone else were going 3 wide, and we just hooked wheels, all 3, and yeah, we couldn't do anything really.
And then you were gaining positions back quite nicely before the safety car came out, and you really didn't have any choice. You couldn't pit, you couldn't go to the end on your mediums. So really difficult for you on the restart, losing all those positions, but you stuck at it. Not the result you would have wanted, but really good pace to get pole in the end as well. So some positives you can take from that.
Yeah, well, I just, it went from trying to win, and then 1 corner later it went to wanting Bailey to win. I just stay out and defend all my life against Noah and whoever was behind me, and try and give him a gap, which thankfully happened. I mean, he won, and the constructors are looking good so far, and he's P1 in the drive. So, couldn't have been much better, other than me not, yeah, getting taken out, obviously. But it happens. I mean, it's a shame, but it is what it is.
Yeah, these racing incidents happen. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for having me.
No worries.
Yep.
So let's bring in Icewind, who actually wants an interview. Hello, Icewind.
Hey there.
Hello. P3, really good result for yourself.
Yeah.
In as a reserve coming in this season. Could you talk us through your race and how the sort of safety car played out for you?
Yeah, I was a bit worried about the safety car was quite early. Well, of course, for the guys who started on hards, it was sort of a disaster, of course. But us who started on mediums, it was at least doable. I did have quite high wear at the end, but managed to do it. I think if there would have been like 1 more lap, then I would have really been in trouble, because I think I had like 75% across the line or something on the right front. But yeah, of course the P3. To be really honest, I don't think that was really by pace, but there was a lot of other people made mistakes. There was some, I don't even know what the heck happened at the race start. There was like 4 cars that just went to the side, and we got like a bunch of positions there, which really put me in a good position at that stage. So yeah, I don't really know how the hell did I end up in P3, but somehow I did. So yeah, that works, I guess. Kind of. It doesn't really seem to matter which tier I drive in. It's like yeah, I've been like on the podium once in tier 2 or something, so it's pretty good, I guess. But yeah, I think maybe you guys are not aware of some discussions. I might actually move just to drive in tier 1 instead, because it will just fit my schedule better in the upcoming week. So maybe this will be permanent.
Making a championship
I was going to say, I heard a few things through the grapevine. I'm always niggling around there.
Yeah.
I heard about that, but you're not the only driver who should be moving up to tier 1.
I mean, sure, but I can only really speak for myself. So.
I know. I wasn't going to ask your opinion on it, because I didn't want to put you on the spot. But I was already calling out, there are a few drivers racing today who should move up with you. So we will see.
Certainly, yeah. I think we were very close on pace with a certain driver. So
Yes.
yeah, but it was fun, and it was really also excruciating those last, I think, 10 laps or whatever it was when I managed to get that gap when McKender pitted, because he was unfortunately on those mediums after that safety car, and he couldn't really get those to the end. So I got the gap to hood him. It was like 1.8 seconds, and then it was 1.8 seconds for the next 10 laps, and it was really horrible to just try to keep focusing. And I was like 2 seconds behind Noah as well, and I just couldn't. I was just stuck there basically in no man's land, and I had 2 warnings quite early on, and then I just really had to make sure that I don't really get when on the final lap. I just put it in none in many corners just to make sure that I don't extend or do something silly and get a penalty. But yeah, it worked, of course. One thing I have to say though, there was like, I don't know, was it at the start or something, but the braking boards were gone for turn 1, and there is absolutely nothing that you can use as a reference to brake if you're not running line like the most of us. So it was really horrible. I had no braking point for turn 1 after basically the start, because I don't know what happened there, but all the braking boards were gone for turn 1. There was like nothing left there, so it was horrible. Just guessing basically, because I was trying to look if there's like a radio box or something that you can look at to brake, but I just couldn't find anything in those 20 laps that we did. Oof. Yeah.
Well done on the podium, though, and yeah, hope
Thanks.
to see you around in Tier 1 more often.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Right, and lastly, but by no means least, let's bring in...
Rush it up.
Oh, hello.
Right.
Bring in Mr. Thompson, the winner of the race. And
Yep.
quite comfortably in the end, after the safety car. There was a bit of a weird glitch that we had as spectators, because it said that you hadn't pitted. Even in the race director, there was no record of you pitting under the safety car, and you were out on 11-lap-old hards. And then, for some reason, with about 10 laps left, the game just decided to change that. And that you actually had pitted, and then we all breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, Jamie disconnected during the whole pit stop phase in the safety car, and he was the host, so that was probably why.
So it's his fault.
Hell is it in that spot, yeah.
With Justin away, gaining the maximum points today, of course not in the sprint, but in the main race.
I won't talk about the sprint.
No, that seemed quite painful for quite a lot of you back there. But yeah, a really solid drive, and making the most of this opportunity, and you probably have the same sort of determination to do the same in the next 2 rounds as well.
Well, yeah, it was the goal. That's Justin's not there. You kind of have to win. It's not really an option on anything else. I think I lead the Drivers' Championship again now, and we also as McLaren, me and Christian, I think we lead the Constructors too. So yeah, we just got a fight for. Justin will be back next week, obviously Hungary, but I'm hoping I can get him covered off a bit.
Yeah, and hopefully not involved in turn 1 collisions that keep him out of the race as well. Yeah, Tipsy, do you have anything to add? Because I'm honestly so tired and I can't remember.
That's all right. No, just Bill says that Justin's back next week. Was he not away for more than that, or I thought he was away for quite a while.
I think he's away for Spa, and then he's away for another 2 races. I think it is Zandvoort and Monza, if I'm not mistaken, later in the season.
Oh, okay. Well, you said that you didn't want to talk about sprint, so that's exactly why I want to talk about sprint. What did you think of the sprint?
The format's fine.
How did you feel being stuck? How did you feel being stuck with trying to battle Noah and Hudum?
I wasn't really stuck, if I'm honest. I had damage, so did Noah. It was just we weren't going forward. There was no way we were gonna get up to the top of it. So it was just sort of, let's just fight for 15. Yeah, I saw he had damage. I got damage the first corner, and at that point I was just like, well.
Would you want to do another sprint race, or would you leave it?
And I think when you're starting that far, like what me, Noah, like, and Justin will be doing, and Makanda and Pascagelli, and it's quite difficult to gain positions while keeping yourself clean in such a short amount of time. It's just, I think that it's not really realistic that you're gonna gain a bunch of points from it. I'm sure it's not a it's a fun mechanic, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not expecting anything in the sprint races.
Yeah, it's like I was saying in the stream, it's kind of it's the guys who don't normally get to be in that position at the front, they'll enjoy it, but it's the guys who are much faster at the very back, having to try and navigate their ways through this massive grid of traffic who you're generally quicker than. It's just a headache because there's just death everywhere you look.
Yeah.
So, and then because there is such a few laps, it forces you have to make a move, and then yeah, like, you don't want to throw yourself off psychologically for the main race either. So yeah, look, it's definitely an interesting wee mix up, but it's only, I think there's only one more this season, so yeah, you've all that to look forward to anyway, Bales. Well done today, man. Anyway,
Big shout out to Christian on the safety car restart. My absolute goat gave me the slipstream to get past Run Cruiser and then held everyone up in the middle sector. I love him.
yeah,
He got so like screwed over that whole race with the safety car and the turn one incident. I don't know what happened, but I just looked behind me. He wasn't there anymore, but he came in so clutch on the safety car restart. So
yeah, it
big
was
shout out to him.
Christian, Tuna, and someone else, and they all just got. Looks like initially it looked like everyone locking wheels, and then they got dragged into the wall. And unfortunately, the person that hits the wall first was Christian. So he got properly screwed over. But yeah, I did actually call that out as well on the restart, that it works perfectly for you. That a great teamwork, that you get past, then he holds them all back. So yeah, if
Yeah,
you can't win, you certainly make your teammate win. So it's a good job, man.
yeah, we planned that out. We talked about it when the safety car came out, and I saw he was in front. It was just, yeah, it's what we do. I try to hold up the guys behind in Texas. So it's if we can see opportunity to get more points, we try and help the other guy as much as we can.
Of course, and that's why McLaren are going to win the constructors.
That's the hope. We lead it right now. So
Yeah, there you are. Well, that's a good job, Bales. I have nothing else to say because yeah, I'm done. I think Joel has already went to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, and Kit's joined us now. We may as well bring Kit in after a P7. Quick one. Thanks for joining us, Bailey, and
thanks, guys.
see you
Good job, man.
soon.
See you next week.
Hello, Kit.
Hey, what's up?
P7. Good job.
Yeah.
But you nearly
Thank-
you did your best to throw it away with that outrageous attempted dive bomb on Rising Moon in the penultimate lap. We were all
It was
a bit scared about that when we saw it.
it was a like half-hearted move. I just wanted to make him go wide. I was never gonna go for it. I just wanted to see if he would like react to it, which he didn't. I feel like I had that fully under control as long as I, broke in time.
Cool.
But yeah, no, otherwise it's good. I actually came home today to race from my vacation, and now I'm going back to vacation.
Oh, so that's why it sounds like you're on your phone, because you're boarding the airplane.
Oh yeah, I'm outside on my way to the Airbnb apartment right now.
Oh, sounds like you're running as well. Very good.
No. It's fine.
I hope to see more of that. You've got really good pace, especially today, so well done on that. Yeah. Anything
Yeah,
else you would like
cheers.
to add, or should we leave you to your
Oh well, just a
holidays?
thank you for my friend for supporting me throughout the entire race in my room. Was nice to have a cheerleader for once in person. So yeah. Other than that, I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, Kit.
Good job.
All right, cool. Cheerio. Bye bye.
Bye.
BB.
There we go. I'll say that's a first. I've never done an interview with someone walking on the street before. I feel like a proper journalist.
Yeah, on holiday.
Yeah, just going back to holiday right now. Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope it was entertaining. The first sprint race of the season. We've got another one coming up at Miami. And it will be sprint races for Tier 2 and Tier 3 this week as well. So join us tomorrow and on Friday for all your racing action. And that's it from me. So thank you very much, everybody. And we will see you next week.